Hey folks, we've been talking about 1 John 2:15 and 16. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. For all that's in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, are not of the Father, but are of the world. And once again, as Christian home educators, this is why we homeschool, not just to teach academic subjects, but to teach spiritual subjects that have eternal overtones. So we've talked about the lust of the flesh extensively. Lust of the eyes we started last week. And I like to read from Proverbs 23 to bring several points out about the lust of the eyes. And here the writer says, when you sit down to eat with a ruler, observe carefully what is set before you. Put a knife to your throat if you are given to appetite. Do not desire his delicacies, for they are deceptive food. Do not toil to acquire wealth. Be discerning enough to desist. When your eyes light on it, which is wealth, it is gone. For suddenly it sprouts wings, flying like an eagle towards the heaven. 3 D's here I want you to consider. First of all, it says they are deceptive food. The lust of the eyes is just deceptive. Why? It promises so much, but oftentimes delivers so little. People sell their souls for money, sometimes the souls of their children and grandchildren as well, and they get to the end of the road and they realize that does not truly satisfy. When people have wealth, that solves one set of problems, to be sure, but it also can cause another set of problems, especially with that next generation. So we've got to be very careful understanding that it's very deceptive. Secondly, we have to be discerning enough to desist. We can't be about money, 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 money. And again, I think it's great if you have wealth. The money is not evil, it's the love of money. So please, we understand that. But we've got to be discerning. Discernment is not just between right and wrong, it's between right and almost right, or good versus best. I share with my kids often, one of the keys to creating wealth and maintaining wealth is that steady plodding over time brings great wealth. What happens as wealth increases, our character must keep pace. If our wealth increases too quickly, our kids have so many advantages too quickly, and they don't have the integrity or the character to keep pace with that, what was meant as a blessing from God can become a curse. So we understand that riches can be deceptive. We must be discerning in how to handle it. And finally, I think that wealth, the lust of the eyes specifically, just the drive for stuff, can destroy the love of the simple life. Now, we live out in Bone Gap. We're pretty simple. But I got to tell you, folks, from the depth of my being, I've had opportunities to be around wealth, but I don't think there's anything more awe-inspiring than a beautiful sunrise and a beautiful sunset. Almost every morning, my wife and I get up early and we take a short 20-minute walk together. We pray for the day, pray for our family, and just enjoy the fresh air. We oftentimes do that at night after supper dishes are put away. We'll go out for a sunset walk for 15 or 20 minutes. And as great as that is, I got to tell you, the thing that inspires me the most when it comes to nature is about the first 2 weeks in June. We have some pasture up behind our house, and when the fireflies, the lightning bugs come out, I don't know of anything any more awe-inspiring than that particular thing. Sunsets, sunrises are beautiful, but to see thousands of lightning bugs just firing off at the same time, I just sit back in awe. There is no toy, there is no experience in the world that can recreate us like nature does. And we'll talk about recreation, recreating ourselves next week on this same topic of the lust of the eyes. But for this week, I want to remind you, I encourage you to remind your kids that while money can be a good tool, it's a terrible master. We've got to be discerning because it is deceptive. It can destroy the good things in life. This is Kirk Smith with ICHE's Take 5.